Yes.
One. Okay. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Sawadee krap. Thank you for making it on the Saturday afternoon. I know it's not usual, but we tried. And normally we do this meetup every month. We stopped doing it face to face during COVID, but normally we used to do it on the Thursday evening. We tried on a Saturday. I know you guys are mostly developers, are busy during the week, so we try to make a change anyway. So we don't have many people so far, so if you don't mind, I was just going to ask you, who is a developer here? Okay, all right. And are you all based in Thailand? Or yeah, okay. And yeah, can I ask just the company you're coming from? I know some of you guys. I asked already, but just to make a round table, like to understand it. If I can ask, sir. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Actually, I'm in Thai.
Yeah.
Just do the startup or digital domain.
Okay.
We do about the industrial platform.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Just for the.
All right. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you don't mind. Okay. The same. All right. Thank you for joining today. Mm-hmm. Former Loom network. Okay. Yeah, we used to come to the meetups back in then. And all right. So from Omize, right? Okay. Okay, nice. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Good James. I go down. All right. Nice. You guys, you told me already, but just for the. Okay. All right. Thank you. Anyway, thank you guys for joining this. My name is Max, yeah. And I'm going to introduce our team. And here, Khun Boom, Khun Bank, our developers, and our co-presenter, Khun Tat from Kulap. Thank you very much for joining us today. Actually, you received your SEC license just a few months back, and very exciting to have you here with us today. Today, the meetup is really kind of for developers. So we have two presentations. One from Khun Boom about how to set up private transaction on Ethereum Hyperledger Besu, and we're gonna run kind of a workshop. Please, if you have any questions, this is part of the deal today. You can interrupt, ask anything that you want. We're gonna try to make it a bit interactive. And then Khun Tat is going to launch on the topic which is hot at the moment, decentralized finance and how to automate things with it. So yeah, it's supposed to be interactive, and yeah. 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 Keep on? Yeah, keep key. So if you have some crypto to secure, this is the one that you can get, and it's a small lucky draw because it's the 12th edition. So we try to make like a birthday present in some ways. Yeah, the probability are quite good. And yeah, just for the people who don't know us, at Atato, we are a company, we build blockchain solution for enterprises. We have been doing that for the past 3 years. And that's why we run this meetup. It's about blockchain use case for enterprise, but also development. If you want to know more about Ethereum, I mean, Khun Tat is very skilled on this one, so it's kind of a great team that we have today. Please feel free to ask any questions that you have. If it's too technical, please raise your hand. We're going to try to make it simple. So thank you very much for joining, and yeah, Khun Boom is going to start. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Boom. So I'm lead developer at Atato. So today I will be presenting about sending private transaction with Hyperledger Besu. So you can download like these slides from this QR code and the link here. Um, Anybody like bring laptops, you can like follow our tutorials. Okay. So okay. Okay. So for background, like who's working on blockchain projects now? Please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And so anybody like work with private blockchain before? Okay. Just a few, right? Okay. So let me introduce you to like the background of this. So first, I would like to introduce Hyperledger Besu. It is Ethereum client written in Java, and it has like EA implementation. So you might ask, what is EA? It stands for Ethereum Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, which is a standard that like make blockchain suitable for enterprise. So you can check the resource in the link below. Okay, so you might ask like blockchain, like how can you do privacy on blockchain since everybody can see, right? But so this is like the concept of how we are going to do private transaction in Hyperledger Besu. So as you can see, there's Bob, Alice, and Mary, like three people. So what Alice is trying to do is trying to send something to Bob, right? But then, like if he send directly, Mary will be able to see it. So he will send it to Orion nodes. You can see the Orion nodes, and like each of them has Orion nodes. So Alice will send like through her Orion node and then send to Bob Orion nodes. That way, like Mary will not be able to see like the transaction. We will go into like the how we do it in the details in the exercise. So this is like the architecture of what we are trying to do today. So the source code I will show you later, but so as you can see, like there's node 1, 2, and 3, and each of them they has like Orion nodes, and each of them has different ports. And then in our example, there's like Block Explorer, and like these two are monitoring tools, and there's some validators. In this diagram might not be like totally accurate since there will be like 4 validators, but this like has like just 3. Okay. So in this guide, we will deploy the thing that I showed you last slide with Block Explorer and the monitoring tools, and we will use JSON RPC for curling like commands, and then we will try to send private transactions. Also, in the end, we will have bonus by like create a smart contract of a token and then send your token during like private transaction. Okay, so I don't see any lot of laptops, but this is the basic what you need to do this exercise. So okay, like the next. So basically, it's just yeah. Yeah, And yeah, so and this is only working for private blockchain. So and in in this example, there's a command line that deploy everything for you. But I mean, if you wanted to run it on production, there you can either like create your own like from cloud and then create everything by your own, or you can use like service, something like blockchain as a service. For example, there's a company called Kaleido, which do almost everything for you. You just pick like which Ethereum client you want, which consensus algorithm you want. Just pick, and then they create blockchain for you, and then they charge by your usage. If yeah, and they have free plan too. So if you wanna try this out, you can also use them, use Kaleido to try it out. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of time, so we can discuss anything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
however, the
Uh,
and so the way that Ethereum works to authenticate transactions is wondering like gas, is there gas?
yes, but I mean in private blockchain you can I mean you mean the gas price, gas this kind of stuff, or
Gas, is it linked to Ethereum?
this one in this example is not linked to mainnet. So and also like consensus algorithm, like if you have gas, maybe it's proof of work and this kind of stuff, and but this one is also like IBFT, and there's no incentive for you to set gas price in this kind of chain unless you have when you can set. So yeah, and any more questions like this?
I have no questions for you approach. How do you prevent, how do you have confidence in validation? Like, so if you have like three banks,
Yes,
all which have a know,
yes.
how does each bank have confidence that so how do you, so you're hashing a transaction on the check three banks out. How does each one, I mean, how do you prevent like a trader
Especially like all this consensus work, like a network, right? The original we can go in the spend.
Okay, so it depends on the our consensus algorithm. Like maybe if you choose like proof of authority is just like there's one who have like authority to like choose what code to block, right? There's like you need to like I mean I'm not knowing in the details like how IBFT works, but like if you look into IBFT, it's kind of like round robin how they validate. So yeah, I mean you can look more on the consensus algorithm, how it prevents.
essentially best you handles that
Sorry.
the isolation handles that
Yes. Yes, but I mean you can choose what consensus algorithm you want to use. So like you may want to read about like IBFT, like click, VOA, those kind of stuff. You can read like which is the best. Some is like there are some trade-off between like different consensus algorithms. So a little bit, not much. like how many you can like get like fault not being like true, like how many can lie and like blockchain can work. The number is different. Okay. Any more questions? Let's
Just to recap, the basic idea for all the protocol is this mechanism that we use on private network. It's kind of all based on trusting certain group of nodes to the block protocol. So we use on decentralization. But in enterprise context where you have time to have a license, people lose their license if they it's acceptable.
depends. If it's all bank, you might need. I mean, you can likely trust other banks more than if they're like completely different companies. Okay, let's get into like development stuff. So first, what you need is you need a node, right? So you type the first line npx quorum dev quick start. So you might be confused. This is actually using Hyperledger Visu, but the node, the name of it is quorum. But trust me, it's Hyperledger Visu. So in this command line, we will start running it. So we like start from blockchain from scratch with like one command line. This one it will take some time. So as you can see, you can choose like which Ethereum client you want, Hyperledger, Besu, or Quorum. So in this example, we use Besu. And then this one, no, we wanna log in for now. And we want to support private transaction. Okay, and then you see installation complete. Yay! Yeah, so after he do that, he cd into a folder like this command line, and then he so yeah, so you see all those scripts, right? Like in the background is running Docker and this kind of stuff. So the run.sh handle everything for you. Yeah. So in the end, you see a bunch of like URLs. So let's go over one by one. So you see from the like earlier slides, I show you the picture of 4 validator nodes, right? And then 3 member nodes with Orion. And yeah, and you can see it in this Docker PS. Yeah. So this like you can see there's like validator 1, 2. Yeah, the number is not easy to read, but you can see the number of validators and the nodes here in the Docker when you type Docker PS. You can see by the name.
There's a question earlier, like when I employed this using Ansible or something, so Besu has a lot of templates available for you, like quick start, if you want to put in Azure, AWS, you want to run it faster, and also there is like blockchain as a service like Atato. In mind that you can use and just run your data.
Going back to the question before, like trust. So you're responsible for the deployment of your plans. Something that you're very likely to be. Your security is compromised and it's hard to check and trust. So is each bank, enterprise part of each bank is responsible?
Yes.
Yeah, they can have their own nodes.
In most cases, they run their own node in their secure data center. Some SMEs might look for running using blockchain as a service. And also, if you really go into detail, you can also use Kaleido as like an engine to orchestrate the deployment while having one itself running premise.
Yes.
So end of coverage is a tool you use on your laptop to run a container quickly. And there is enough tools to run container for production. Most companies use another tool called Kubernetes, which like run your container and has some goodies on administration and security. Yeah, so when you create this network, you're gonna have a genesis block, right? And so on this genesis block, basically you assign who owns what. So if you remember, for Ethereum, there was an ICO done in Bitcoin, and then people who participated in the ICO and sent Bitcoin got some back. So on the genesis, it says Mr. X is gonna get 1,000 Ether, and so you can do that also if you want on a private network. For example, you might want to say the creator of the network gets 10 billion ETH, whatever you want. Although in most private network, ETH is not used, and so it serves no real purpose. And most networks run them tokens, like I will show in the demo today how to create and run your token on a private network.
And also in like for all the source code is like open source. So if they don't trust like how it works, they can like dig deep and then see how it works. Okay. So let's continue. Like after we got like blockchain with just one command line. So you can see this is the Orion nodes, that the three of them like in red. And then so you in the top you get JSON RPC URL for the first line, and then the second line is the web JSON RPC WebSocket, and you get like block explorer. So in this one, any of you have used like Etherscan before, right? Since this one is like private, you need to like deploy your own, or else it will not show up, right? So this example they will give it to you. And also, if you want to use Kaleido, there's Block Explorer for you too. So either way, you get Block Explorer. And then the last part is two of them is the monitoring tools, Prometheus and Grafana. So it's just monitoring tools to like display data, and you can like, see it easily. So next, let's go to Block Explorer and let's see what this looks like. So you can see this is like very basic Block Explorer. You can put in the block number, like transaction hash or address, and then you can search. And right now it's on block. It's Besu and it's block like 600. So you can see in each block what happened, but as you can see, like nothing happens now, so it's empty on Blocks Explorer. Yeah. Yes, sure. Yeah. Yes, it's a URL. So, I mean, so this one is for like development, not for like production. In production, we will likely do something with Block Explorer, right? And yeah, we might do like simple authentication or something. Like for example, if you use Kaleido, like the Block Explorer is not public and it's only for your blockchain. So you will likely like create some login or something. Sorry?
Yes, or in many. Yeah, so in many cases it's privately deployed. So it's going to run on a private network in a data center. Nothing is exposed to the internet. If it is exposed to the internet, or if it's used as a service like Atato, you get regular API key or username and password or authentication mechanism, especially for RPC, where you can access the network directly.
Where
So yeah, so if we do a private transaction, for example, using a Besu, there's going to be something on the network that is available to everyone that says Alice. Let's say if Alice sends to Bob, right? There's going to be something that says Alice did something. Don't know what, don't know to who, but she did something. So you have some record. And you can, if you want to run Besu publicly, like a side chain, you can. It's kind of similar to POA network, for example. They are running their own ETH. It's widely adopted, so now it's something that people know and use. But they basically set up their own ETH, run it. It's available publicly.
Okay. And since it's private, you can set some parameters like block time to some number you want, not 15 seconds. Yeah. So next. So this is what we show you. We go to the block, latest block, and show the data. And then the next tool is the monitoring tools from the URL. Let's see on the website what it looks like. So same concept as last time. If you wanna expose it without password, it will be exposed. Yeah. So basically you can see the details of the blockchain in UI using those monitoring tools. So you can play around with it. A little bit slow. Yes. So you can see block time, and the graph, everything. And this memory usage, CPU, and those kind of stuff. Okay. We go over it already. So last one is for you to take note is the JSON RPC HTTP endpoint, which is this one. So you just take note, and then in the next example is we trying to call it through this HTTP endpoint. And let's see. So the first one is we want to try to test out just the curl command to JSON RPC. So this is how we connect to blockchain. I mean, usually we will use Web3, right? But this one is in it. But this one we use JSON RPC. So let's try in here we curl it with the HTTP RPC endpoint that you get. So this one is just asking for Web3 client versions. That's it. You just wanna test this out. That JSON RPC works. Just freezing. Let's try again on the next tab. So, like, if it works, it would show. So if it works, it will show this result. So and then, so this one we will call another method. So this one we call like method called net key account with like no params and ID. So you will get the following result, which is 7. So you get like, so that's 4 validators plus 3 nodes. So it's 7, which is correct. And then you can also like check block number. Last time you see the UI way to check block number, right? This one you can check block number with JSON RPC. So it will like number will get increased. So this one we just check the balance of the account, how much ETH we have. So it's a ETH get balance. So the result will not be 0, be some number. And then if you wanna take a look more of like what API you can use, you can see here. And then if you wanna check numbers in like, so right now it's in Word, right? The result. If you wanna check it in Ether, you can go to this URL.
Anybody use Ethereum RPC before? Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, the unit that's written, right? When you check the balance, or the UIN 56 or something like that, yeah. So anyway, RPC is like the low-level way to interact with Ethereum.
You likely use
showing
Web3, right? Most of the time.
Yeah. So what we're showing here is just the network is up and running. Just the most simple way to test that the network is up and running. And now we're gonna go to the, let's say, more exciting part when we actually do private transactions.
Yeah. So it works now on the command line. And you can like, see the conversion from Word to Ether. So it has 18 digits, right? Okay. So next, we will just run some command to deploy smart contracts. So first you go in smart contract folder that you have, and then you install, and then you deploy the smart contract. Okay, so yeah, this is like the source code that you have already.
Boom, can you tell us a bit like what is the contract, what you're doing, what are you doing, right?
Okay, so we are trying to deploying ERC20 smart contract, and yeah, that's it. So this is like the script to deploy and like with a bunch of methods. So in event emitter, you can see it just store values and like return values. Yes. It's in Solidity. Sorry? Contract. Yes. Right in Solidity. But I mean, there's some code in JavaScript, and then what the script do is like deploy the Solidity contracts.
Someone has some question about Solidity. I know you wanted to look at it. Maybe we can look at the contract together. Just take a look at what is it doing. It's event emitter. Right?
Yes.
Anybody has done some Solidity before? You've done? Yeah? You've done also? You too? So, do you want to explain a bit, like what is it doing?
So, this one is just doing like emit the event when you store the value, right? So you can see like there's storing function and there's like showing the value function, and then there's an event that emit when something is stored. It's like very simple. And this code you get when you do npx install of this code.
So when there is a transaction between two parties on mainnet, anybody knows who can see the event? Like if you have a contract that's emitting an event on mainnet, who can see the event? Everyone, right? So here we're gonna show what then, Boom?
Show that private, when we do private transaction, like who can see the event and who can see the transactions. Okay, so he's deploying the contracts. Okay, the contract is deployed, right? Yes, we try. There's some like error communicating with okay. Maybe we go to slides and see what we expected. So this one, you can see when we run the script deploy.js, what it's trying to do is member 1 try to send to member 3 while it's a private transaction. So member 2 will not be able to see it. So you can see this 2 contract, but the member 2 is responding 0x. He will not know the unaware of the transaction happening. Okay, let's see, is it the script, the command line not the same? Yeah. So okay. So let's go to like deploy.js and see again like what it's doing. So when we call this, everything is a function, like go below what did they execute. So first they will execute main, right? So you see they will create contracts and then get contract address and then deploy the contracts. and then let's see this function send one. Okay, so the API response below. So it's calling the function store, and you can see this is the parameters. So it's sending maybe go to key.js and see like key.js and let's do side by side. And can you do like I don't know. And one. Okay, so you can see like the function params is two. Private form is member one, and you can see like we already have like those keys, and private for is member three, this guy, and then you need private key for member one, and then they do send raw transaction. So this method is quite special. So if you have normal Web3, there will not be any like send like EA, like there's no EA function for normal Web3, but this one is like extra. Okay, like any question? Maybe the code is quite long. Any question on like how it's working? No. Okay, so next let's deploy another smart contract for ERC20 token. Okay, so if you run it by your own, like don't forget to like stop and do resume with this, like the script for stop and resume, and then you can like remove all the Docker's image with those commands just in case. Okay, so you deploy private token smart on to Besu and then do private transaction with that token. So previously we used Ethereum transfer, but this time we use like your token instead. Okay, so what we do is we will like first set up and compile the truffle contract project, and then actually with our source code we already have Web3 and Web3 EA already installed and the config. So and what we're trying to do is transfer token from member one to member two, and then we'll try to query like each token balance. Let's see. So to make it easy, we like create a new GitHub repository, so you can just like clone this repository, and then you just do npm install to install like the dependencies, and then this is like the smart contract in our code. Yeah, this is like the smart contract on our code on the other side. So you can see they use OpenZeppelin, which is like library to create like audited smart contract. So this one is just a normal ERC20 with the name simple token with the name symbol SIM. So let's try npm install. So you can see like when first create like they will have like they will mint large number of tokens for the sender, for the like the one who deploy the contracts. or else we cannot send token because it's zero. Okay. The next slide. Okay, and then what you do next is you compile the smart contract by doing truffle compile. So this one you need. So note that truffle is like an npm global command. I think like everybody knows that. So you compile contracts, and then what you get in the folder is a bunch of JSON files. So you can see in the build folder contracts. You see like a bunch of JSON files. Okay. And then you run this deploy.js. This is like this is just for deploy the contracts. Okay. And you can see the result. So you can see, let's go to like deploy.js code and see like what is doing. So this one. Okay. So this one is from our repo. So let's see like what it's running first. So it's the same, similar to last time, right? Create contract and then transfer 1 to 2. The previous one is 1 to 3, and then is the from and for is this one we try to send from 1 to 2, and we use private key number 1. And then this line is different. Last time is .ea send raw transaction, but this one is with 3.brief.get. No, this okay. This one send raw transaction. Okay.
So the private key was fluent and
Yeah, I mean this one is just for demo, but in reality, like it's in private. Right? I mean in the code is exposed, right? That's the concern. Right?
the private
Yeah. Yeah. So you need to for this is for demo, so it's like not very secure exposing. So you likely use orchestrate to do like this.
Just to recap the question, so there was a private key shown somewhere, right? Where was it?
Yeah.
So in that script, right? And what does the script do?
Send transaction from 1 to 2.
So that's like the one that's running the whole demo,
Yeah.
just for the purpose of having multiple accounts on the same computer to run that demo, right? And so the private key is available only to that script that's sending the transaction, but on the Ethereum network itself, it's not shown there. It's not sent to any other user of the Ethereum network. It's gonna remain private. It's never published on the network. Maybe we can, yeah, this, so what do we use the private key for when we send a transaction? So,
For this private key, right? So you maybe it's easier to see the graph Orion nodes. It's might be like very early.
So, when you want to use the Ethereum network, transactions must be signed by the person making the transaction, right?
Yeah.
So the way it's signed is using your private key, and so that's what the script was doing. That's it. It was just signing the transaction and then taking it, sending it to the hyperledger based network. And so what gets on the network is just signed transaction, which you cannot get the private key from, right? So there's no confidential information on the network.
This slide.
Things that having a flag and you have any of that that you say how do you organize that process? That's your one person has a new
Right. So yeah, we had a meetup a few months ago where we had Capricorn Bank who was here and sharing about their experience. They are running a network with 22 banks. So they're not using Ethereum, they're using Hyperledger Fabric, but similar concern. How do you deal with smart contract updates? Yeah, so on Ethereum, you could use something like OpenZeppelin's proxy technology if you want to do upgrades. But then the question is, how do you make sure that everyone upgrades at the same time? And the reality is that today it's kind of a pain. So basically, you have a group where people need to communicate, agree on a release date, test it together, and then deploy a new version. And so to address that pain, what we see often is that those banks who want to, have a blockchain altogether, what they're actually going to do is they're going to create another company where they're all going to invest, and then that company is the company that is in charge of all the administration, the orchestration, the deployment, all the DevOps of the network. Oh. Yeah, that's for sure. And in private blockchain, that's still an issue. But it's an issue that when you think about the context of a bank, it's okay. Because if you're a bank and you start cheating on a private network and you want to, mint Taibat or whatever, you lose your license immediately. And so in a way, when you look at the proof of work, basically, you're asking people to be honest just from the investment that they have made and the fact that others can verify, right? So they kind of have something to lose. Same in proof of stake, you have your stake to lose, right? When you think about the private blockchain network, basically what the banks have to lose is either their membership to the network to start or the licenses that they have to run their business. So they have a lot to lose also, and the strong incentive to stay honest. And then on the operation of the nodes themselves, if we take the example of Capricorn again, so there are 22 banks. They set up a company, it's called BCI, Blockchain Community Initiative. The job of the company is to run the network. So they have people, to maintain the network and do some updates and do the maintenance and administration. But the node itself is operated by each bank. So each bank has in their data center a node, so they kind of control what's going on the software and hardware level. And then the network itself is administered by a third party. So it's not as strong guarantees as proof of work, decentralized mainnet, but it's suitable for enterprise use at the moment. Any other questions? We've seen how to do private transactions. It's kind of hardcore, right? You see only the command line, but if you have some questions, guys, please go ahead.
So, yeah. Any more questions? Guess not. So right now we see the address of member 1 and member 2 and the amount, right? So let's run another script to view the balance. Okay, so we run this script. What did we expect to see? So this is the query. So since we send from member 1 to member 2, right? Member 3 will not see the balance of this guy, which is member 1. And then he also cannot see the balance of member 2, 0, 6, this one. So you can see it's like 0x. Then let's go to the command line. Yeah. The same. So okay. And that's it. Thank you. So if you have any more questions, feel free.
Yeah, what's the case for assets that are
Yeah, the banks.
so you have to do so every trade asset.
Yeah, so I think here in the room we have people from DV who can share how they are using tokens actually. So in DV you're running a blockchain that is running Corda, right? Where what you tokenize is the invoice, if I remember. So yeah, on Corda, sorry, yeah, there's some different concept, but basically you tokenize an asset which can be like a business asset, like an invoice, for example. So let's say you have an invoice and there's an expectation of 1 million baht revenue at some point. So you can say that that's a token that then exchange between parties. For example, if you want to do invoice financing, you're gonna issue this invoice to your customer, right? And then maybe you can just send it to the bank in exchange for the money right now. That's how you could do invoice financing. So you can back it by this kind of business document. And what we see done also quite a lot is where there is no backing and you use the chain to do real-time transactions. So for example, banks might be exchanging money in real time without actually moving money. And then at the end of the day, you see, okay, my net difference, I've done 100,000 transactions with this other bank, and the net is I have to send them 5 baht, for example. And with this other bank, I get 10 baht. So you do a real-time transaction on chain without collateral or just for accounting. And at the end of the day, you do a net reconciliation with the traditional banking system, for example.
Okay. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bom. It was quite an extensive presentation, but at least there was some questions, so it's great. And yeah, if you have any more questions on development or Solidity, I mean, feel free to reach to us. We do those meetups for education to meet developers, so really we would like to share our knowledge. So please feel free to ask. And yeah, thank you so much, Khun Nattapon, to join today. It's the second time in the meetup in 1 year. Today focus on developments and decentralized finance, which is quite hot at the moment. And thank you. I will let the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's start with how many of you that have ever developed smart contract on Ethereum or other platform? Again, okay, good. So how many of you that have already go to YouTube and watch about automate everything with Ethereum by Ethereum? Yeah, I think 2017. Yeah, it is the same way we can automate everything with DeFi as well. So that comes this topic. And for this topic is about DeFi, Ethereum, and actually you can use it with private blockchain like Hyperledger Virtual as well because that is EVM compatible. So it depends on your use case that you can use with DeFi, you can use with your company private blockchain, consortium blockchain. It depends. So the blockchain is the core blockchain is about technology of trust, right? So it means if you want to move some trust from the process, from the organization, from the people to the system, the blockchain can be that answer for you. And if we move that task to the blockchain, we can build a task on that blockchain as well. So that's how we say that we can automate everything. Actually automate finance with smart contract and DeFi. So for myself, I am Todd, CTO of Kulap. We are the first one that on the DeFi, actually the desk that got the license from NC Thailand, and we hope that we're gonna operate soon because we are on the final process of activate by the ADC in Thailand, and yeah, you can catching up us on the Facebook page. And for the main focus of me, I focus on Ethereum, smart contract, and of course the Web3.js, ERC20, and some about the Bitcoin script as well. And Libra, if you have ever tried to use like the Libra wallet that we just released a year ago, I think. And for the particular, we do the decentralized exchange. That if you have ever used like Uniswap, Kyber, and money exchange, yeah, it's quite similar. It's another desk that called Kulap, and with the Kulap, we focus on the best protocol that we connect with the author liquidity all around the world, and we provide on the desktop and mobile phone that you can follow us on Facebook. So let's come to the topic about the Ethereum. The Ethereum itself is a fork from the Bitcoin, and everything that Bitcoin works, Ethereum works the same way. Plus, Ethereum have the smart contract that you can write the Turing complete program to the blockchain, and for the storage on the low level itself is quite similar to the Bitcoin. So we can say that Ethereum is as secure as the Bitcoin if the miner and construct is okay. So everything can tap on Ethereum. That's why right now we have a lot of like the progress ongoing like on the DeFi field because if we can tap the system and the task is not big, it means that the task can like the go like the maybe in some time it will go like the exponential maybe 7 years. If Ethereum go like this, we can say that in 5 years after that it can like disrupt all the traditional finance that happen now. So it means we can like right now it's really exciting time that if you can build something on the right time, maybe this time is okay now because the task for the Ethereum is built like the 5 years from now after Ethereum launch, and it's now that they prove that the Ethereum cannot break in the term of the finance. So yeah, it is same way that of me. I'm very excited about this moment as well. So it's behind the scene. If you want to learn more about the low level of Ethereum, you can go to learn more about MetaT, how it works. But if you are a developer that want to develop a smart contract, maybe this one can like that live and maybe learn about that later. But today I'm not talking about it. I'm going to talking about the smart contract. So for the smart contract is a solution that everyone in this room know already, and a smart contract that can happen in 2 or more, right? People to people, people to organization, or organization to organization, and the programmable money that one is ERC20 that I think every one of you guys have some token as well, right? How many of you guys got a unit token? Okay, 2, 3. Okay, good. We can say that unit token is like a new the new thing in the world because before that if we can got some dividend from platform, we need to invest some on that. But Uniswap just give everyone 400 token. It's like a new way to like make the people equal. I think that yeah, you can compare with the traditional. It's quite different. For the unit swap pool itself, you need to invest much to get much, right? But for the unit token, they're still equal to everyone. And for Ethereum use case, right now, I think some of you guys have already used the DAI, and we have the compound. Like compound is one of the first like DeFi in DeFi space that made everyone know that what is DeFi. Compound made the user can deposit the money and enjoy the internet rate. And we have a DAI 7 rate for maker, but right now it's 0%. If you go to that website, it happened from the Black Thursday this year. And okay, before I got into deep in the detail, I want to make you have like the real view of how a blockchain and the bank transaction works. Okay, for the bank transaction, if I want to like transfer the money from the bank A to bank B, let's say that Khun Ho is have an account on the bank B, and I have account on the bank A. If I want to transfer the money, I can say the bank A, please transfer my money to the Ho account in the bank B. And before that, bank A needs to deposit some money. We say that is liquidity that it needs to provide on the bank B. But it is the money from bank A that deposit to the bank B first. And after that, the bank A can write the minus on the account and transfer the money to the Ho account in the bank B. That's how the bank works. When you transfer one from the one bank to another bank, it means that if we have many banks, it means the bank needs to write a pre-deposit to every single bank, right? So it's not efficiency. So that's how we have in Thailand and also country as well. We have the central bank that do that way. It means certain bank have the deposit of all banks in Thailand, and when you transfer over the bank, they cut the ledger on the central bank. For the blockchain itself is different. The blockchain is only have the global ledger. It's one single ledger that everyone have the account on that ledger. And if the one wants to transfer the money, they just tell their crypto wallet to transfer the money. And the ledger on Ethereum manage that with the smart contract or the Ethereum pure Ethereum protocol. It depends on that you transfer Ether or ERC20. So it means that it transforms the way that traditional finance that you need to either have the access or have the deposit ledger to the some kind of service that we call the bank. But in the blockchain, you can choose the wallet you want. You can use the software wallet, hardware wallet, or centralized wallet like the centralized exchange. It depends on the preference. But we are in the favor that we can transfer the money from the centralized exchange to the other one that with the ledger and OS, for example. So it means that the user can choose the wallet that, but in terms of transfer money, it's the same way. But the way it works is different. So we can say that the decentralized application that built on the blockchain is the app, right? So we have the front end, smart contract, and blockchain. For the blockchain, is quite strong now for Ethereum, and for the private transaction for the private sector, we have a many options like the Hyperledger Vehicle and Hyperledger Fabric and Column. They have many types of blockchain that you can choose, but every type of blockchain can like in the base to T-way, right? We have the blockchain, we have the smart contract, or maybe either and in Hyperledger Fabric it's called chain code, perfect, thanks. And front end is good that you can use the skill that you have already have right now, like the Vue.js, maybe jQuery if you prefer, React, it depends. And how the DeFi works, that as I mentioned, it means that traditional finance, you need to go to the service provider that can be bank, and the bank can talk to the bank with some IT service. But in DeFi, user can use the centralized service, or they can use their own software wallet. It depends on. And the node can talk like the peer-to-peer, that you can like the if you don't understand blockchain, you can see like it just peer-to-peer. It just works. That is. So in the decentralized finance right now, I just have today is 10 billion now. So actually, it's very excited if we compare in the earlier of this year. Yeah, it's go extremely fast. And again,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, from today, yeah, just within hour. And this is 2019 volume of the decentralized chain around 2 billion and 2.2 billion. And for last 24 hours, it's 450 billion. So yeah, it is quite excited in the term of the volume and in term of
Just one thing, it's actually higher than the latest Coinbase Pro volume. So it's really growing fast.
Okay. Yeah, it's a volume in last 24, and this is how it go very fast. You can see that it's in the January this year, and it's just go like this one. Yeah, if you know that they have so many major events around this, and yeah, they make the DeFi go extremely fast. And if we have another major event, so it means that it can drop this bar too low and have another bar. Yeah, usually in this cash out.
What's the major event? Year
Again,
major event.
we have the unique event and this event compound. Yeah. As I remember, this event is compound token and allow the sushi unique allow that. Yeah, that is a major event. So and the first one that quite hot right now is the unique swap. That is the decentralized chain. You can follow our blog that I talk about DeFi, how in the freedom of the finance, that if we use the Uniswap, we can write that we have the freedom to exchange, we have the freedom to list the token, and we have the freedom to provide the liquidity to get the dividend. That is how the Uniswap works. So it means no one can break, even the governance, right? Because it's purely on smart contract, and they have no permission on that source code. Yeah. And compound, I think everyone in this room already know that we can provide the supply and got the dividend. And right now, I just have it today. It's 2.8 billion in the term of supply and volume. And it is it's almost 1 billion now in terms of the market cap of the stable coin that die. And they have some Ether, BAT, USDC, USDT. Actually, all the stable coin right now can better die now. And the synthetic that there is you can create any asset in the world with the synthetic platform. And today I'm gonna show you in the real code that how we can automate everything that I just talked. The easier one, I think the compound is very well documented, and I'm gonna show you that how we can write the code to connect with the compound and automate something with that our code. So let's see. If you have computer, you can open the limit and follow my code. Okay. ช่วยถือไมค์นะครับ Okay. Anyone have any question?
Sure. Yeah. We Alice provides mostly. Unique swap securities. Wait, what? Well, if you go to Uniswap and browse the tools and you choose the tool you want, then you should do your own research.
Okay. And any question more? Okay. So if you go to compile, we have of course the developer here, that we go to the doc. And I think it's really easy to get started on identify that we have the API that you can use the service and let's see that C token. Yeah, the C token itself is like a token with interest bearing that you can put your money in and you get the token with interest out. And if you hold that token, and when you exit, you can exit with the principal plus interest. That is what is the C token. So the C token, how to use it is just one call to the mint function that you send the ether in, and they mint the amount of C token out for you. It have two functions. For the ether, you just call this one. For ERC20, you just call the one with the amount. Yeah, if you have familiar with the smart contract with ERC20, if you work with ERC20, you need to pre-approve first, right, before the call and the call transfer form. But for ether, you just use one transaction to that. So we will go with the ether first. We call it for ether. And ether, but before that, we will like inquiry very basic function like the total supply. I'm not sure. Supply. Okay, here. That we can query the total supply of any C token here. So yeah, let's get started by the go to the file and create a new file, and we say the compound wallet. Yes, this one. So with the compound wallet that okay, today I think 2.6.0. Okay, I will switch the compiler here. If you don't familiar with the security, it's okay. You can just watch. But if you have experience, yeah, you can follow me. And we define that first we need to confine the interface that we need to connect with the DeFi. Right now we're gonna connect with the compound. Like the C is from the C token, and we need to define the interface. And because I already know that what is the interface of the total supply is here, right? We can go here to our code. It means that we're gonna call to Uniswap the C token for this function. And for the total supply is we need to change like that to the external because it's signal call and view and return the in is okay now. Okay, this is the only single function that we want to call to the compound. And okay, sorry, I think I need to like adjust the font. Okay, I think yeah, better. Okay, and for our contact, we call the compound wallet. For the compound wallet, we gonna write the automate all code like this one that we have my wallet that you can use with the MetaMask or hardware wallet or on the Coinbase wallet on the mobile phone. It depends, and we're gonna write some short code that automate connect to compound. Actually, you can write the code that can connect more like to Uniswap. You can write provide liquidity to Uniswap, and one day if you see that compound have a better interest rate, you can call like that to withdraw from the Uniswap LP token and deposit that real token to the compound for simple. And we need to have the variable that call C ether address that connect to the contact that we're gonna talk to. For the coin, let me go back to I think it's get started. It depends on the network. If you have the token in the Liquidity, it's okay. But today I'm gonna use the Coin network and I'm gonna use the C ether. This one, I think F9. This one. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, I see. I think they have deployed the new version. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think my code is off. But I think we can okay to use this one. So we copy the address from here and we put here. Okay, I see. Because in the authority they said that we need to compile the format to the line address, so we can write the copy and pass to Etherscan to get the line format of the contact and put back to the code again. Okay, now it's cool. So right now we define the address of the contact and we define the interface that we're gonna connect to. So we just write the function that called the lead total supply. Okay, and we just return to it. And of course, we can write return the token, but before that, we need to define the variable that grab the address of the return address first, like this. But actually, you can put the type here as well. Yeah, it's just for the quick example. And when we have this one, we can write a call to the ether, right, to read the total supply. Okay, I will test it that it works or not. I will compile, deploy. Okay, we need to choose the compile wallet. I hope it confirms soon because it's not a minute. Okay, cool. So right now I already deploy to the Coven network because my MetaMask is connected to the Coven, and I use the inject web key that connect to the Coven. So I try to read the total supply. Okay, cool. Right now we can read the total supply of the C token. So it means it proves that it's work that we connect already. So let's back to the code and let me explain a lot slower again. So we just have the interface that we need to know more about the target that we're gonna connect to first. That you can read on the document. You can read that on Etherscan as well because the source code is open. So you know that what is the function that you're gonna connect to. Or maybe you copy just all the contact, put in your file. It's okay as well. But for me, its interface is a lot like a lot of less bytecode in terms of after the compile. And for our contact, we can put the real address. You can put the address to the constructor, and you can put the parameter on the constructor as well. It depends on your solution. But for me, I just easy. Make it easy. Just put the address, the target address, on the Coven network. It depends on the network. You need to put on the line network here. And when we call the function, we can do actually everything. We can do the write function, read function. We can combine the function as well. We can read function for author protocol and compute something, and write function to author protocol. That is how we connect with the author define. So it means if you have if you want to write a bot to do some arbitrage setting, actually of course you can write with your crypto wallet and do 2 or 3 transactions. But if you run the code, you can make it done in one single transaction. And actually, if the rate is not okay, after maybe the second action, you can back it as well. Just roll back. I'm not going to spend it, and you just pay for the fee. That is how today arbitrage works. If you go to Google and search some, they have a lot of arbitrage bots in the DeFi, in the Ethereum right now that they lie with smart contract. They're not open source, but you see in the transaction that they send money around maybe 100 transactions, sub transaction to make profit in one single transaction. That is how DeFi works. Yeah.
Where do you see the arbitrage method?
Yeah, I mean in the traditional finance, if you want to arbitrage something like the gold, buy from the country and sell from other country.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
How arbitrage works because it's about slippage on different platforms, right?
Yeah, right. The how arbitrage. But in the Ethereum, it's got easier because arbitrage can happen in one single transaction. And if something wrong about the price, you can break it. You can roll back. So it means it guarantees that only win or just pay fee, no loss on the arbitrage or Ethereum. If you arbitrage with the code. Okay, that is. But today it's a small example that you can write more on your code. So right now it's just the basic function. It's just the view function to read the function, and I will write another function that we call deposit. And for this function, I gonna pay with the Ether because we gonna call to this one. Let's go back to C token and we gonna call the min. So it means we gonna send Ether and got some C token back. And okay. So when we got the code, just put the if we call public, we just send to eternal and that's it. And for our function, okay, I will put this one down. Okay, for the deposit that we the same way we just copy this one for make it easy, and we just call the C ether, and we transfer money to that min function. So the way we transfer the money, we call the value and put the msg dot value, the value that ether sent to this contact. We forward that ether go to a deposit. Actually, you can write the deposit to your contact first, and you can make another transaction to deposit, but we can do it in one single transaction. So it means if we go back to slide, in one single transaction, the user send maybe 10 ether to our smart contract, and 10 ether just forward in one single transaction to the compound, and C token will put back to the smart contract, not put back to the user. It depends on your code that you which one that you want to hold the C token. If you want to hold the C token in your wallet, you can set the code send back to you, but you can give the code to hold your C token. The benefit of the code that hold the C token is you can do like a multi-sig that in organization that maybe you want to invest some money that you don't want to put in finance, you can put to compound, but it's because of the money of the organization. So it means that you make sure that 2 or 3 people can use the multi-sig to sign to put and get back. So it means that you can write the code and make the code hold the C token. And when you withdraw, you need to write the 2 of 3 multi-sig before withdraw that C token. So for this contract, I just make it hold on the contract. So that's it. Because if you read the doc, they said that the C token will send back to the caller automatically. So it means that you just call mint and the C token will put back to the compound wallet smart contract. So I just compile the code and I will deploy again. Okay, I will delete the previous contract. So right now the new contract, they have a new function called deposit, right? So we can deposit to the contract. The way we do in the limit is just put the amount of ether here. If you don't have much, I suggest you just put 0.1 or 0.01. It depends. 0.1 ether because our smart contract have no withdrawal function yet. So it means that you're gonna lose your test ether here. Okay, we call deposit here and confirm. Okay, we gonna wait until the ether scan, analyze or smart or transaction, and show here that we gonna see that the value of the token gonna forward to the target contract. Yeah, actually it forward, but the visualization of ether scan don't show here. but if we go to the contact here, I think it's gonna. Oh, I see. I think because of. Oh, sorry. We need to have a function call here. So let's try again. So if you guys follow me, you lost your ether and you don't got the C token back. But if you got C token back, you cannot withdraw anyway. So the same. So come again. I think this one is gonna work. Because if you call like this, but if you don't do function call here, put parameter here, so it means it just like the create the instance and not call to anyone. Okay, let's try again. I think this time it's gonna work. Okay, while we waiting the transaction to visualize, we go back to ERC20. If you want to practice more, I suggest you to when you go to your page, you can try to use this one, and you just pre-approve to the mint to this contract first, and you can deposit your ERC20 to get the C token. It's quite similar to this one. Yeah, I suggest you to try this one as well. Okay, it's work. Right now the out ether it transfer go to a smart contract of the C token. It 0x41 is the same 0x41 of our target contract. And actually our target contract is C ether contract the C token contract. They transfer the compound the C token C ether back to us. That right now 4.9. It depends on the calculation. You can go back to the document. They have the detail that how calculate the real time of the C token in that time. But 4.9 is equal to 0.1 ether. So it means if you withdraw now, you gonna got back your 0.1 ether. So right now the contract, if you go to the contract don't hold ether, but the contract hold the C ether, the C token on the contract. But of course your contract don't have the withdraw function, so it means you already lost the money. So don't deploy it to the mainnet. If you deploy, don't use it. So we write the second function for the withdraw. So right now we can withdraw the money. So the same. Right now we before we withdraw, we need to inquiry our balance first. So we call C ether and balance of that we need to have the balance of function. So I will define on this one. It's the same function. Signature of the ERC20 is the same. Okay, balance of the users, eternal will returns. Yes. Okay, we define the interface here. Okay, I will copy to this one in case you want to read. Okay, and we call the balance of here, and we call the balance of this contract. For this contract, we can use the address and this. And when we inquiry the real-time balance of our C token that in the contract that in our this contract that hold, we can call the transfer that send it back to the sender and of the balance. So it means okay, we need to copy more function called the balance as well, because we're gonna transfer the ERC20 back to us. transfer okay send it. Okay, so this function is not withdraw from the C token. It just send the C token back to us. Actually, we can combine the next function. I gonna combine this one into one single transaction. So it means the one transaction we deposit Ether and we got the C token back to our contact. And second function we withdraw that C token back to our wallet. So let's try again. And I gonna deploy new compound wallet. Okay. Anyone have questions so far? Yeah.
Does the test network have a user stand page where you can interact with the contract?
Yeah, because we have the Cohen Etherscan here. Actually, Etherscan they have the link with Cohen and a Lobster as well. So it means every environment that you work with Ethereum on the testnet is quite similar to the mainnet. You can use Etherscan here. You can submit your source code to Etherscan testnet, and you can write a pay allow with your smart contract in the read and write function in Etherscan as well. Yeah. For me, actually, it's quite cool that we can test. That's your question, right? Okay. Let's try again. I gonna put money. Okay. Let's say that withdraw. If you like more, you can write in the multi-sig, right? So let's imagine that we withdraw and next year one year pass and we use the multi-sig to withdraw our principal plus interest. So right now, okay, we already deposit to the compound with our function, and we gonna call the withdraw to get our back our money with past interest. Okay, wait until scan finish that. Okay, we have two transactions. Okay. Okay, I see. I just withdraw and we got com token. Okay, I think that's com distribution. Okay, it means we have extra money here. Okay, it cool. So we got our C token back to our wallet, and actually we got extra token com token because it's distributed for the guy that deposit and borrow on the compound platform. That you can read more on that document. So I will go to my account and let's see that we got the compound token on my MetaMask or not. We can copy the code of the C token here, and we go add token and custom one here. And yeah, we got the 9.xc Ether here because I think because I just test twice, so I got double here. So it means right now it's work that as we expect that. Okay, we can put the money here and we can withdraw. But before withdraw, actually I suggest you to try more on your own that before we withdraw the C token, instead of we withdraw the C token, we can use this one, redeem. Redeem here, it means you just send your C token back and it's gonna pay, it's gonna return your principal plus interest. So you can call the redeem and send your Ether back here. I will try this one, and let's show me that it's gonna work because I'm not try in the public speaking before. But I think I got time. Okay, let me read the doc first. Redeem function convert token into the direct asset. Okay, I think it's good. and external. Yeah. Okay, and we return the token with the amount of the token. Okay, cool. So it means we can call redeem here. Yeah, and we put the balance, and after that we can transfer the money max. Transfer, and I think amount is balance. Okay, this balance. I think this one. Okay. If you guys know that I write something wrong, you can raise your hand. So another contract that we combine the withdraw that instead of send back the token, we redeem it first and transfer the ether back to us. And the same, I will put the ether here and wait until the contract confirm, transaction confirm. Okay, and we call the withdraw. Oh, okay. If the limit said it's gonna fail, for me, almost 100% gonna fail. So it means something wrong in the code. Okay. I think it's about the approve. Yeah, because we need to approve first because it's the MC20. It's okay. Just approve, right? Address, target, and begin. Amount. Right? Okay. If you know that approve return bool, I think, but actually we can just ignore it. It doesn't. Okay. Before we call redeem, we need to approve first. Yeah. Approve to this one. Yes. Oh. 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 Okay. เดี๋ยวไม่ต้องแกะเพราะว่ามันจะหลวมนะ Okay, I think it's gonna work. Okay, amount. Okay, we can approve on that amount. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it's work. Cut me. I am engineer. Okay, I'm gonna deposit again and go here. That is how the life of the crypto block works. That maybe you spend the time and configure your code, but it's okay that you can play around with the testnet. You just test until you make sure that everything works fine. Okay, it not work. But anyway, I think I gonna pass. Okay, let me see that I have any test before. Okay, maybe I gonna pass this one first because I'm not sure that because it needs to be debugged that why it's not working. Maybe it's gonna be something allow it's redeem. Yeah, I'm not sure that we need to read the doc and make sure. But for your information, actually you can call the redeem and redeem underlying. I'm not sure that we need to call redeem or redeem underlying. I'm not sure that which one is okay because I'm not using smart on the compound, but actually I use smart on the like the dissolve fiber thing because we do a selection, right? We need to call to author protocol. But if something wrong, it's okay. You can just read more and try it and test it, and it's gonna work. But and I want to show you that we can like do the function and I gonna combine then. Okay, to make it's more combine the function. So we are gonna part about the transfer underlying asset back, but we call the deposit and get the token back. And okay, function. Okay, we just combine these two functions, right? We just call this one and this one. That's it. Okay. We can deploy compound wallet here, and we just call this function to. Okay. We need to make it payable as well. Oh, okay. Okay. I have a question. Do you think it's gonna work or not?
Yes.
Yeah, it's work or not work? Work, right? So, okay, I will try. You try. No. I will try deposit and get the token back to my wallet. Okay, it's not less any error. So I hope it's gonna work here. It's gonna work for this transaction. Okay. Right now we got it back. That okay. We send Ether to our contact. I contact forward to C token, and so token meet that token and forward that mint token back to our. This is my wallet, my MetaMask here. So it's now my MetaMask address here. We got Right now we have I have the 14 C token. So for me, this is all that I want to show you in the workshop here. That you can get the imagine that what you can do in a DeFi. It means I just spend time. I think around 20 minutes to show you. It means that if you spend more time, you can work with one DeFi, second DeFi, third DeFi, and you compile more code to build some real product on your organization, on your own, on your company. Yeah, it depends on. It means that if you want to learn some DeFi, I suggest you to pay around that because every DeFi almost have the testnet. You can pay on the testnet first, and when everything okay, yeah, you can do the business if you want. So it's how it works. So it means let's back to the everything that if you want to do in your own or your business. Actually, you are just for the smart contract developer, you write the authority and you compile it, and it will split into parts. And one part you give it to the front end and back end developer to build the beautiful web page or mobile application that your user can use. And all the things you made Ethereum do it for you. Because if you release that your job is already done about the smart contract. And actually the rest of the time you will spend more on the front end back end. That's how Uniswap can improve their front end because they don't need to do anything with the smart contract. They can use the same version that they can continue as improvement on the front end and back end. It is the same way that can do in the lead in this now in other company that don't work on the blockchain is the same. You can use the same skill as well. So the thing is all the DeFi here is work around the circle of ERC20. Actually, ERC20 is like the bond alongside with the Ethereum, and until now it's still a storm on the ecosystem. But if you can imagine something more thing that can do more ERC20, we can do a non-fungible token. Let's see that if you can write the code that automate the code. If we have a non-fungible token that let's say that we have a real asset here, we can write the tokenize if the law is okay, and we can tokenize the condominium, and it means that we can automate our source code that we can withdraw the fund from T liquidity provider, we can withdraw the fund from compound, from Uniswap, and combine it and use it to buy the non-fungible token like the condominium, for example. So it means that you can imagine that we can do some real business in the future soon. That you can write your own, you can do with your business. Yeah, that is we have a lot of things gonna come up. I'm sure that the next year is gonna be one of the exciting year of the DeFi with the real sector because this year is just the DeFi with the crypto guys. But I think the next year is gonna be the DeFi with the real sector. So let's conclusion about the smart contract. Every single line of code is about the gas cost. So it means that if you want to do in the real world thing, you need to make sure that you optimize every single line of code as much as possible. And yeah, because every line of code and when user specific the gas price and it's gonna cost the user here around 0.07. I make this slide around the January this year. But if you calculate again on the same profile, maybe you can pay 100 times more. Right now, it's very expensive. Yeah. So it means that if you like the cost, some expensive thing, and the gas like this moment, so it's gonna cost a lot. So the how many pick your transaction, it means that the user, if user specific the higher gas price in that upcoming block, the miner will pick it first. So just keep in mind that for this slide, just keep in mind that if you want to do it in your project or your business, make sure that you already optimize your cost. Okay, and that is the use case that I do on the hackathon, on the third hackathon of the UNICEF that we're gonna come up the project we call it Finland project that we can help like the people that okay the donation make it more easier for the guy that maybe we can integrate with like the Uniswap or maybe Kulap protocol. Actually on that hackathon we use the Kulap protocol that we exchange the token that user want and convert it to the DAI and give to the donate platform that want that coin. So it means that you can make it like the real world sector that for this moment, if the donator want to accept Thai baht, the payer need to pay in Thai baht. But if you use some protocol that more freedom to choose the coin, if maybe you can got more the money and make it more like the faster for your project. Yeah, you can imagine that it's gonna make something new in the world. So that is our topic today. And thank you very much. And you can follow me on Facebook. Thanks. Any question?
Yeah, any question? Thank you for the presentation, for the workshop as well. Nobody is using any decentralized finance kind of codes to maximize profit? Not yet? All right. Can you give me a number between 4 and 11? Could that be a number between 4 and 11?
4 and 11. Okay.
It's not a trick question.
Okay, 10.
Wow, okay. So, sir with the glasses, sorry, you won private, this was the lucky draw, and this is a hardware wallet to secure all your fortune in crypto. So it's the gift from today. Have you ever used it before? So if you want to keep your cryptocurrency safe, this is the best way to do it. You are like your own bank. You use it, you secure your crypto instead of leaving it to an exchange. So, anyway, thank you so much for the presentation today. Khun Boom, thank you very much as well. If you have any questions, let's have a drink and let's discuss together. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.